Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well today. This is Fred and Sheila with Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Sheila, you're up.
This just came in on the Doug Harless family in London. I'm going to play the video so you can see what's going on.
News happening now. This is WKYT News.
The family of Doug Harless, a man shot and killed by London police in December of 2024, is suing the London Police Department, its officers, and the City of London. That's breaking on WKYT News at noon. I'm Victor Puente.
And I'm Kristen Kennedy. We just got this lawsuit into our newsroom. Samantha Valentino's been combing through dozens of pages for more than an hour now. Samantha, what are you finding in the lawsuit?
Well, Kristen and Victor, this wrongful death lawsuit details who the officers were looking for the night of Doug Harless's death, as well as which officers were at the scene that night. Now, notably, the attorneys say they have not seen the search warrant London police were attempting to serve. It's something we've been asking for since the days after Harless's death. Now, the suit says the warrant has yet to be returned to the Laurel County Circuit Court clerk, which it says puts the warrant's existence into doubt. Now, let me walk you through just some of the biggest details we're learning here. First, the lawsuit claims officers were looking for a man we have not previously identified and are choosing not to identify now, as he hasn't been criminally charged. Now, you likely remember court records showed this all stemmed from an investigation into stolen lawn equipment belonging to the county's judge executive. A man named Hobart Buttrey was arrested in that case. The suit says Buttrey told officers he gave the property to that other unidentified man in exchange for drugs somewhere along Vanzant Road. The suit says it's unclear how London police identified 489 Vanzant as the location of that stolen property, but that Harless's home at 511 Vanzant was clearly marked. Now, a second big claim in this lawsuit is that officers took, quote, no reasonable action to confirm the address before seeking a warrant or to confirm who lived there. It also says they failed to verify which home they were at that night. It says officers banged on Harless's door but did not say who they were looking for, that they had a warrant, or which agency they were with. We do know from court records and surveillance video we obtained, officers knocked Harless's door down before he was shot and killed. Now, the lawsuit ultimately claims Harless's 4th and 14th Amendment rights were violated, including his freedom from unreasonable search and seizure and from excessive force. We do have this entire 43-page lawsuit inside the WKYT News app and over on our website for you to read it for yourself. I'll also have more in-depth reports, including new details about Harless's death, coming up tonight on WKYT News at 5 and 6.
Wow.
Kristen.
Okay, so
You'll see another one coming up later today on Fred McCoy 40 over on my channel. I seen where that state trooper, she's post commander, and she's filed a lawsuit against state police. This be her second one.
whoa.
And she's actually a post commander in Columbia, I think, right now.
Wow.
So I'll do one on my channel on that. But
Mm-hmm.
so, guys, what you've got here, London PD has been sued from the Doug Harless family for wrongful death of Doug. You know, they made an interesting comment there. They said there's another subject that they were actually looking for, but they hadn't arrested yet or hadn't sought criminal charges. So the news said they're not going to mention them. But Sheila and I done a video one time on interesting. We'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah,
but
that's
also on Van Zant
Mm-hmm.
Road. So
Interesting.
yeah, it is interesting. But and again, it's interesting about the search warrant. We just did a video 2 or 3 days ago on Doug Harless' case,
Mm-hmm.
and named some of the officers, some of the people that was there, made a bunch of comments
Mm-hmm.
and questions that we had, especially on the search warrant. Once again, she's saying they don't even know if the search warrant ever existed, and
That's what I was saying when I was asking you if it was legit or if it was, I called it something else, but because they didn't turn the affidavit in, so.
Yeah, well, they didn't turn the search warrant in. Well, the affidavit, we've never heard about the affidavit, whether the affidavit was in the clerk's office. They just said they've never turned the search warrant in.
Mm-hmm.
There would still be an affidavit there. We won't go over that again, but
Yeah.
Looks like things are moving along in the Doug Harless case. Hopefully the state police will get on the ball here and go ahead and present this case to a grand jury. You can't hardly not present this case to a grand jury. It would be almost impossible to think that the state police are going to come back, or that a Commonwealth attorney, their report would come back so clear that they say, okay, we're just no charges. That would be so, I would bet my life that would never happen. A prosecutor, probably this newest prosecutor that's been newly appointed by the Attorney General, is going to present that to a grand jury, this case. And then the grand jury will decide on what direction it goes. Is there a no true bill? There was nothing done wrong here, nothing done criminally, or was there somebody negligent, reckless, careless? Did they act wantonly, or was it premeditated? There's so many things that the Commonwealth attorney will go over with the jury, and he'll know the elements of each crime here, each KRS number, what it comes under, what it suits the law in being. You can't charge for murder one, premeditated murder, if there wasn't a plan to murder Mr. Harless. And we don't think there was a plan to murder. We think this was carelessness, recklessness, maliciousness, negligence for sure. And somebody, you can tell it's negligence because they went to the wrong address. Who does that? Who does that? And guys, I'll make a correction here as far as right now. In the last video we did, we was reading the guy's article that he done for Oxford America. And he's talking about the officers that was there, and then there's a gap, and it mentions the police chief and the assistant chief. I thought those guys was in with it. We have been told at one time, and you can be told anytime. Like I said, I can tell you I got a whole head full of hair if I want to, but right there it is. So, but we were told that the chief and the assistant chief was there at one time, and my argument was there's no way that there was a police chief and an assistant chief there with somebody with any years behind them, because something like this would have never happened.
Right.
And they said, no, they were there. But the guy's article that we put in the last video, it says that the chief and the assistant chief arrived later on. But it also says that 2 other officers arrived later on. That's hard to believe, because we've also been told that one of those officers that story says arrived later on. We're also told that one of those officers are the one that done the shooting.
Yeah.
Well, again, we're speculating. We don't know.
Right.
We just know what people tell us, or what we find,
what we come across. Yeah.
And that's why it's so important that the state police quit diddly daddling around. They know. They've known for some time. They're just letting things cool down, things go away, see if a lawsuit was going to be filed. Who knows? The state police has become as political as a political agency, a city council, or the mayor, or a magistrate, and the county judge. State police is a political organization now. It's sad to say that, but they are. Babe, you're right.
Like you and I were talking, when it came down to the judge, the executives things, maybe they did that in haste because of who he was. Thought that the house was empty. Remember you and I was talking about that?
Sheila, yeah, you brought that. That was smart too. Sheila brought it up that maybe they thought they was going to an empty house. If they actually thought that 511, 489, 515, whatever they was, evidently Buddy, whatever his name was, lived on Van Zant Road at one time. And they may have thought where he was in jail, they had left him at the jail. They may have thought that address that they was going to was actually vacant. They may not have expected nobody to even been in there. That may have been for the reason for the knock so fast and then kicking the door down. They just went on in. And then when they went in, it may have
surprised them that someone was there.
May have surprised them that somebody was there.
Yeah.
But I still believe it was just somebody that probably shouldn't have been a police officer. With nobody else, just my opinion.
I was going to say, with this scenario that we just talked about, that's just our opinion.
Well, and with nobody else shooting though, Sheila.
Right.
If the officers felt they're in a group of four, at least four or five, and with only one officer shooting, did the other officers didn't feel a threat? Why did that one officer shoot and the other ones didn't feel the threat or feel it necessary to shoot to protect their lives? Or it's going to be interesting. And the grand jury, hopefully it's a good Commonwealth attorney, good, fair, honest person. Hopefully he'll present the case like it needs to be presented, and let the grand jury,
let the chips fall where they may.
The citizens will be coming from what they say. He's the Commonwealth attorney from Russell County and from Wayne County, I believe it was.
I'm not sure on that now.
I think that's what they said. So that'll be the citizens. They'll convene a grand jury.
From those?
Sheila, that's a good question. I don't know if he'll convene a grand jury from those counties of his, or if they'll still have a London grand jury.
Probably in London, since that's where it took place.
Yeah. I don't, because they've not been a change of venue or nothing like that. They wouldn't be, because there's no charges yet. So yeah, he's just appointed the special prosecutor. So the grand jury itself will still be coming from London, unless I'm wrong. So
it could be. But
guys, hey, we are not lawyers.
No,
we are retired. We're not even in law enforcement anymore. We didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn last night. So you may not want to take us for. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. We do hope you're doing well. And if we hear anything else, we'll let you know. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Bye.